Okay, this is going to be a short video just to show you how to save some size on the videos that you've taken. You can't recode or encode or do anything with any copyright written videos, whether they be DVDs or copywritten from the internet. Just a no-no. These are for your own personal videos that you want to change the size on. So if you have a bunch of videos and you're running out of hard drive space or they're enormous size, 1 gig, 6 gigs, 8 gigs, 16 gigs, 66 gigs, you can drop them down to about a fourth of their size without losing any quality using this program. It's Handbrake. It's open source. It's a great program. I'm using an older version. I think the new version is 1.2 or 1.12. You can get it here at handbrake.fr. It's great software. The newer versions are great too. The difference between the old and the new version in this area, you'll have like a drag and drop when you open it. So you can drag a folder in, you can drag a file in, you can highlight 3-4 files at a time, drag them in. It's up to you. I just don't care for the drag and drop. And it also has like a video preview. Again, I don't care for that. So we'll start out with my OS. I'm using Linux, and it works the same in Linux, Windows, and Mac. Outside of the file names are a little different on how it saves the file names between the OSs. We'll drag that out of there. Now you can open up a source. So you can do a file or you can do a folder. If you do a folder, it's going to take all the files that are in that folder. Then once you have those, you can go over the picture. You can change the size. You can make it bigger, larger, and in the drop down you're going to have to select each video and do the settings. If you have a preset, once you set it to any preset you have, and your preset will be all the settings you do in here, it'll always set the video that you select to those presets or the settings you just did. So if you go through here and you set everything up, you select the next video to have the same settings. Next video, same settings. Next video, same settings. Okay, so the presets, once you get this where you like it, you just go up here and you go to presets, say save, and make one. Under here you can change the size of the video. It's up to you. I mean, there's not a lot of difference in the file size, so it's just really personal preference. Under this, you got a few different settings, but I just stay with loose. That seems to make the videos look the best. You can play around with that if you want to just really fine-tune your video. The alignment I never change. Under here, you can turn these on. Custom default. If you put it on default, it's easiest for you, especially if you're just starting to use this. I'd leave them off. Again, depending on the quality of the video is going to be whether or not you want to put that in there. If there's lines in the video and stuff, because the video just does not have high quality or it's taken on a phone, I mean, there can be a lot of different things. It won't take shakiness out. So if you got a shaky hand on your phone, it's still going to be a shaky video. Next, you go over to video. I normally choose 29.9, the standard frame rate. It's a constant frame rate. I don't change anything there, but I do change the bit rate. The bit rate will make a difference in the file size. The higher the bit rate, basically the faster the video is going when you watch it, the bigger the file will get. Anything that's 2000 or higher is going to be a pretty good quality on the video on larger screens. I have a 750 in here, and the 750 works fine if you're watching it on a laptop, a tablet, a phone. It's still not the best quality, but it'll work fine. But if you're going to watch it on a larger screen, 55, 60, 70, 80 inch, you're going to want to have that bit rate up higher. Okay, I always select 2-pass and turbo first. I don't do anything under here. They've got a lot of different options. I don't change anything. Under here, I put it at 4.1. I don't know why. Just seems like it's a little bit better than 4. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You have to play around with these things to see what works best for you. Audio defaults. If you choose a default, such as whatever your language is, mine's English, obviously, it'll always look for English in the video. I don't think many phones or many people's home video cameras do multiple languages, but I do know there is a home cam that will do multiple languages because one of my friends has one, so just want to put that in there. Under your audio list, that'll be the audio. It'll usually select all the audio or the first audio. If you have a default and you have like English and French, English and Spanish and German, It'll default one will be at the top. You can say add all. If you want to change this, you just edit it. If you want to make it louder, you hit the gain, you just plus up. 4 is about the max I would recommend doing. Once you get to 6, 7, 8, any of those, it starts to get crackly and make weird sounds, and it gets crazy. If your camera can do DRC, let me put the mouse over that so you can read that. If it'll give me a pop-up, there we go. It'll basically make softer sounds louder, louder sounds softer. So if you have a lot of background noise, it'll cut the background noise down and bring the voice up. Yes, I do pray and I do wish that a DVD had that option, because nothing's more annoying than hitting the volume up to hear what they said, volume down during the explosion, volume up to hear what they said, volume down during the jet plane landing. Very annoying. So that's what you would use that for if your camera has that option. Again, it's a lot of the things have to do with what your camera does and what your phone does. Subtitles, you can pick a default language if you have one. It'll put the list in there, or you could add them all. Again, not that many people's cameras add subtitles, but you might have videos you've already done, you've already added the subtitles, and you're recoding that video now to make it smaller because you had a 66 gig video that's enormously crazy and you're going to turn it into a 2 gig video. Then you want to make sure you put your subtitles back in. Now I pre-did this video over here to give you some different size options so you can see what they do. This is 750 at 720. 1090, and you can see the files. It takes a 276 megabyte file, turns into 16 megabytes, which is tiny. The quality, not so great. Not unless, like I said, you're watching something small. The quality pretty much maintains the same at 2000 or up. The farther you go up on the bit rate, the better the quality will be. And if you want to stay with the 1080, the 1920, it's not a huge difference, you know, from dropping it down. The 1920 and the 720 are basically the same size. There's 2090, there's 2090, and this one 3090, 3090. So even if you went to 4090, which is basically the bit rate of a DVD, you're going to have great quality on any size screen. You're still moving your file size down to about a fourth of what the original video size is. And this is a small video, 276 megs. So, you know, if you have a 66 gig video, you're going to turn that thing into like a 10 gig or a 6 gig. And if you drop down to here, you're going to definitely turn it into like a 2 gig video. So if you have a terabyte drive, 1000 gigabytes, filled with videos, and you re-encode all of them, and it's full, you can save 700 to 800 gigabytes of space on the drive. Not that you can sort of maybe just buy a bigger drive. But if there's no quality loss and no sound quality loss, it's kind of just a waste of space. And this is just to show people how to make their videos smaller. And if you have any questions, just post them in the comments. I will try to answer them. And thank you very much for watching.